Fellow bikers and Benelli nuts, my name's Dynamite Dave. I'm known this because I'm also a famous darts coach, and that's my stage name. What I've created the video today for is a couple of years ago. If you look back on the channel in the Benelli Rider section, you will find the last paint job, which was a chroma coat paint job. That has been on the bike for 2 years. Obviously, with use, you get a few stone chips and a couple of marks on it and what have you. So I decided probably about a month or so ago, to paint the bike again. We're having lovely weather, and I thought, take an ideal opportunity. And if you look back, you'll see I'm a bit of a whiz with cans. So what I do is, when I do a paint job, I actually do it with spray tins. A lot of people don't believe that you can get a really good finish with a spray tin, but you can actually get what I consider to be as good, if not better, than a factory finish with a spray tin, if you use these few little tips that you're going to see in this video to help you out. I want to give a massive shout out today to UK Auto Spares on eBay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description below. Massive thank you to them. They haven't sponsored it. I bought the paint myself. I've used the paint. I've been so impressed with it. Really happy at the way that everything turned out. They do lots of custom colours, so they actually mix it to your specification. So if you have a paint code, so if you see a car or a bike in the colour that you want to spray your bike or car in, all you've got to do is get the paint code, which is not too difficult, which I found out when I was actually doing this. What it was I'd seen a few cars knocking about. I've literally 3-4 months ago bought myself a Mazda, and while I was looking for it, I noticed an MX-5 that was on the forecourt, and it was one of these colours that you sort of like look at it and you think, oh, it's a nice colour, that, and then the sun caught it and it blew my mind. So I thought, because of that and of the actual paint name, which goes really well with the old massive art operation that I had about 8 or 10 months ago now, it's actually called So like I say, there'll be a link in the thing below. I'm going to put a couple of pictures in the video there to remind you of the actual tin, so you know exactly where it's come from and where it got to. And I'm hoping that you'll be really impressed with this paint job, because it's turned out fantastic. If you're doing a colour like this one, this is 3 different layers of colour. So you've got a ground coat, a mid coat, and then you've got your lacquer that goes on the top. And that's what gives it its depth and the different colours and hues that are in it. And what I would suggest that you do is, once you've done a wet coat, so what I did was I did 1 wet coat, left it for 2 hours, another wet coat, and then left it overnight. And that seemed to actually serve really well for the paint, because when I went back the following day and smelt it, the smell was virtually gone. So that told me that it was okay to carry on with the next coats. Another massive tip before we actually get into this, and I'm sorry for waffling on for as long as I have done, but if you're going to have a go at it, I want you to make a success of it the first time you do. When you do your clear coat on it, and you finish doing your clear coat, make sure that you do not try and put any hard pressure on it with the palms of your hands or your thumbs or anything like that for at least 3 to 4 days if you're going to cure it in the air. If you're going to put it in an oven, or you're going to put it in like I did, you'll see in the video, it goes in the man shed with a heater on, and what it did was it took, I'd say probably 18, 24 hours solid at 75, 80 degrees, and then it was actually rock solid and there was no fumes coming off it or anything after that. So not a bad, if you can do that, fine. If you've got to leave it to dry in the air, for God's sake, leave it for at least 3 or 4 days before you actually try and cut the paint, the lacquer back, and get your really good shine on it. The way to test it, and the way that I test it, is what I do, I go up and smell it. Get your nose right next to the tank and have a good sniff up. If you can smell any fumes coming off it, so basically if there's any smell of paint coming off it, leave it alone till it doesn't. And that, like I say, can take up to natural air 5 days, couple of days, 24 hours in a finger. in a nice hot shed. If you've got and all I used was a fan heater. You don't have to have these fancy lamps or anything like that. All you need is a fan heater in there that you can leave running for 24 hours. Make sure that the temperature stays up around 75, 80 degrees in there. Right, so if you do that, you won't go wrong. Right, so let's get on with the video. So here we go. Let's get over there right now.
Right, so as I mentioned in the last video, we decided to repaint the bike. There's been that lovely chroma coat paint job on it. It's been on it for 2 years. So we decided to have a bit of a change, a couple of stone chips on it and stuff like that, which you get on any paint job. So we decided to repaint it. So how far have we got up to now? Well, I'll show you. Right, we stripped all the tank down, right down to bare metal. As you can see, I've done a little bit of filling here and there just to get the original shape of the tank back in. And as you can see there, I've just put the first dust coat of primer on. So it's now leave that for 15 to 25 minutes. There's actually 3 coats to this paint. You've got primer, you've got a ground coat, which is a certain colour, and then you've got the pearlescent coat that goes over the top, and then obviously you've got your lacquer. So we've got those stages to come. So stay tuned and watch them. Right, well, it's a couple of hours later now. Hopefully you can hear me quite clearly. As you can see, primer's on. You've been flat, primered, dust coat, flatted. Tell you what, an absolute cracking tip for your ear. Brand new microfiber towel between coats. Instead of using a tack rag or panel wipe, use one of these, because you can feel it when it sticks to your fingers. I've been panel wiping the job between coats with a brand new microfiber cloth, and it works absolutely fantastic. When you first put it on, it's like it's sticking to it, but if you give it a good rub backwards and forwards, it takes all the overspray off. I tell you what a fantastic idea. Right, so that's how far we've got, and the next little video will be the first base coat.
Right, I put the first base coat on it. I thought it was going to be black. Look at the colour of it. It's the same colour as my bike was in the first place. Actually a little bit more pink, but there's a finger load of like, as you can see on the corners, there's quite a lot of silver in it. I don't know whether you can see it from there, but there's quite a lot of silver in it. So I'm thinking that must be what actually makes it pop. But that's only had the first dust coat on. I'm going back in now to put a proper wet coat of this base coat on it, and then the mid coat's got to go on, which is well, here we are, day 3. We've got the mid coat on now, and I've left it overnight in the obviously hot shed because of the thing of the temperature outside. It's quite warm outside, and I've had the thing of the heater on as well, so it's probably been about mid 70s, 80 degrees in here overnight. So this should be nice and baked and rock solid, and this is what it looks like at the moment. As you can see, it's very dull, but that's the whole idea of the clear coat, isn't it? Clear coat goes over the top and that makes it shine. As you see, nice coverage. Again, between coats, all I've done is I've used the thing of the microfiber cloths between and got all the little bits of overspray that were on it. I'm just hoping now that this actually pops when I've put the paint on it. Let's crack on and find out, and we'll be back shortly.
Right, well, there we go. I've just put the last clear coat on it. It's still a bit misty in here and what have you, so you don't get the effect absolutely bang on because it's not out in the sunlight, because it's got a few little things in it that make it, well, very special when it goes out in the sun. But the difference between the mid coat and now we've got the clear coat on it, and this is the finished colour. Right, so that's the finished colour. As Ian Hinchcliffe said, he's not far off. It's like a candy apple red, but the actual colour is heart red crystal. Heart red crystal. It's a Mazda colour, and you find it on the Mazda MX-5s, etc. and as you can see, I mean, obviously it's not been cut and polished or anything yet, which I think will make a massive difference when it does, but you get the idea and you can see the quality of the job. That again has been done with paint tins. Now a lot of people told me you can't get a finish like that with a paint tin. All they're for is for doing repairs, little bits of repairs, but I think as that has proved, you certainly can. Right, so that's the paint job. Obviously we've got the plastics to do yet, finish them off, get the clear coat on them and that, and then build the bike back up, so hopefully by next weekend or this weekend coming she should be back on the road. Oh right, so we've actually got a bit of sunlight so we can see the actual effect of the paint. Yeah, so like not as fantastically obvious as the last one, but I think very nice just the same.